go. So we've already put a Treaty of Greenville podcast on the One Nation Indigenous Peoples Law podcast channel. On this, Who is MicJames? BiZkit is a documentary on the Kispokotha Shawnees who were removed from Ohio Valley, didn't sign any treaties for us except for a few that did. We left them and kept fighting the incorporated acts upon the indigenous people under the doctrines of discovery. So I was just sitting here pondering how I got here to this point. I've had family who, well, let's see, I've had my aunt, we'll call her the legend. Her name is Zelda. That's what we call her. Well, some of us call her the Legend of Zelda. So if you know that game, then you know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, growing up, getting this college education, because this is the script that was given to us indigenous people, growing up watching the Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Bewitched, what else was going on? Captain Kangaroo, anything to assimilate the indigenous through a mindset program, to show a life in an image that is not of their own. Doesn't make sense, but it is a programming through a television to the indigenous people. So the script says, graduate, get married, get a job, have children, pay your bills. And that's the script that was given to my aunt, my grandma, my great-grandma, possibly, if they've even given the indigenous any type of employment, for we had land and leased land and oil and mineral rights through the treaty, which today has been washed over here in Oklahoma through multiple layers of man-made law versus natural law or common law. But for us, the ceremonial law that Creator has given his indigenous people. So the script was given and passed on to even today my cousins that I grew up with. They have that script pretty much complete. But I wonder what life had they lived. You know, I grew up with my cousin in the household of a medicine man. And I remember when he sat me down, he usually talked to me and Leonard Skinner about things. He's a Vietnam War veteran, and he came home. And I grew up in that household along with my cousin Leonard Skinner. He's exactly 30 days older than me. And he's pretty much like my twin that I grew up with. I got in trouble with. I probably got him in trouble. Not that he would do anything to get into trouble, but when you're with Michael James, that's what some of my family called me, was Michael James, or just Michael with my Aunt Zelda, the legend, my Uncle Bud, call him Michael James. My Aunt Nora, my little cousin Bo dear, his name's Derek. But the story is there was Bo Derek, this chick on movie 10, if you remember those days on HBO. Anyway, that's how he got his nickname. Everybody has a nickname somewhere through our family. So the script's given to everyone except for me. I'm the first to go to college. I'm the first to probably even go to Concho boarding school out of my family of the Shawnee side of my family. First to go to the military, first to go to my peers of my cousins to a war. I didn't even want to go. I didn't even sign up for that. I was there for the GI Bill. My family, once you start something, you have to finish it. That's just who we are. And I started this education a long time ago. And, what's strange is no one told me to fill out financial aid again. I thought that was it. No one shared with me about getting loans to get a vehicle, to get a job while in your freshman year of school. I was misinformed. I let someone else tailor the schedule for me that didn't help me succeed. It was just what it is. And then I have I call him Darth Vader. That's my father, Frankenstein, Frankfurter. I call him Darth Vader. And there's a reason why. There's a story behind that too. But anyway, we'll get to his story of the script that was given to him, which was given to pretty much society at this time, was to get a state job, retire, and then drink beer and play pool. So anyway, that's what he would say. They all said that. You need to keep one job and stick to it and pay your bills and get a house and blah, blah, blah. Which now I've been hearing people saying yada, yada, yada around here. I don't get it, but I've been listening and catching on these phrases around here with yada, yada. So fill me in on that. Anyway, Darth Vader says, work for the state. Get a job with the state. Get you some benefits and retire. Buy some sports cars. Play some golf. Shoot some pool. Drink some beer. Go find some chicks. I was already doing that anyway without a state job. I was in the military. I was in the United States Navy. And with that, man, okay, so I went to Seminole, grabbed my transcript. My transcript is my life, the history of my people through education. So, looking at that and listening to people, it just was not something that fitted. I mean, I worked at UPS before joining the Navy in order to get the GI Bill, in order to finish the education that I had started. Took numerous of years, decades, to get to where we're at as the federal tribal prosecutor for Indian Country, Oklahoma Indian Territory. Going through the journey of the Navy, being the Hall of Fame company, the first platoon leader, receiver of the Navy League Award. I passed for the SEALs in our service week, and the frogmen, the EODs, came to me and pulled me out of class and asked me if I wanted to go there. And I messed up, man. You don't tell the government no. Okay, so I said no, I'm a SEAL and I'm going to go be doing this, Well, the government, no matter how well you do in training or in the Navy, if you do not do what they say to do by order or by suggestion, then you're going to get the shaft, man, for real. And so I got sent to the shipyard in Philadelphia. And I tell you what, the government does not waste any activity for training. So when I was stationed there in Philly, after receiving all these accolades, these great awards and honors, being the best of the best out of all those recruits at Great Mistakes. We call it Great Mistakes, but it's Great Lakes in Chicago Training Center. I even, I shouldn't say I did it because it wasn't me. Let me give you some backstory. So I intentionally didn't want to really join the Navy. I was running away from a problem. And that problem got fixed. And, I'll just tell you how it went. So anyway, I got home one early morning from adventures in Indian country. And, if you've been to Wheeler Park in the 49s at those summer times, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I parked the truck backwards to where Mom couldn't see the damaged side of the truck. And she came in and tried to find me when I was hiding. Man, I was hiding on the floor. And we didn't even have bed rails in those days. We were poor Indian people, barely had a home. And just the box spring and a mattress of his twin bed, and I was hiding. Mom couldn't find me. Jason came in there, and I just put my finger up and told him to be quiet. I said, no, So anyway, Mom was trying to find me, and she couldn't. And I don't know. Just, you can't make this stuff up. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating cereal, because that's pretty much what we lived off of, Rice Krispies. If you're lucky to have Tiger cereal. Y'all know who that is, Tony the Tiger. Anyway, eating cereal, watching HBO, Top Gun's on TV, it's the fight scene, and the phone rings. I'm like, what the heck? What's the phone ringing for? So I pick up the phone, and it's the Navy recruiter. He goes, hey, you ever thought about joining the Navy? And right now I'm looking at the television, HBO, Top Gun, Maverick, Goose, Iceman. It's the fight scene. It's the dogfight. I said, yes, I am. He goes, how soon would you like to go? I said, I'll leave today. And he told me, well, we have a DEP program that you can get into. Now, mind you, I've already had a year of college already. And I have acceptable grades. I didn't have any D's or F's. So, I was able to do some things. So I thought I could be a pilot. So the delayed entry program gave me 3 months to get prepared to go to the Navy. So as soon as I made that decision, I got off the phone. I called Uncle Bud, because mind you, I grew up in that household with Leonard Skinner and my cousin Shelly. That's the oldest there in that household. And then there was Sid that came in later. But you can consider me like Will Smith of that household. So if you ever seen the Prince of Bel-Air, that's kind of like how I was over there, sort of. I mean, here I am, the cousin, and they got the money, and I'm living with them, I had a pool table, we had a basketball court, had some games, some Nintendo, just stuff that I wouldn't have over at my house with my family, with my mom. Like I said, just had a box spring and a mattress. But, we had Finger Hut Christmas. His mom had ordered all our stuff through this catalog, and that's pretty much what we got for Christmas gifts. I just got tired of it and said, just get me a beaded hat, get them whatever. All right, so going up in this life of being in these different households of a medicine man, my mom, my stepdad, my father, my aunts, all sold on the script